Hey everybody, Jason Ballas with OutdoorProductReview.com. Welcome back to another review. This today is going to be more or less an overview of a product that I received, and it's a new clothing line company. Not so much new; they've been around for about 4 years, but they're really starting to make headway in the outdoor industry. And it's a company called Skre. Skre meaning like the rock Skre at the top of the mountain. And they sent me a jacket to take a look at, and I've actually utilized this jacket. It's called the Hardscrabble jacket. I utilized this jacket out on some hikes and different things along those lines. Hunting season's not open right now, obviously, but I did want to, sort of give it a go and see how it is. As y'all know, I've reviewed a lot of different equipment, different clothing, and things throughout the years that I've been doing this, which is going on almost 20 years, and the products keep getting better and better. That's one of the things I have to say, is that the technology that's going into equipment that we use in the outdoors, I wish we'd have had this 20 years ago when I was sitting in a tree stand freezing in North Carolina. So it's one of their soft shell jackets that they have, and it's a part of a whole hunting system. Now, one of the great things about Skre is you can go to their website and you can actually sort of formulate up a system, if you will. Say I want to go hunt elk. This is what you're going to need to have. Now, you don't have to buy everything from them, but this is what they suggest that you have. And comparatively, it's right up there with all the top of the line hunting clothing as far as when it comes to a price match. But they do have some great deals. Right? One thing I want to talk about with this Hardscrabble jacket is, like I said, I've worn this on a few hikes and whatever around out in the desert near us. I'm in Southern California right now, getting ready to move to Washington State here in a few months. So I'll definitely be utilizing some rain type gear while I'm up there as well. However, this is a micro fleeced lined soft shell jacket. And it's like a Teflon treated type jacket or Teflon coated or whatever the case is to make it water repellent. One of the things that I like about it is because I've used some of the most, the top of the line gear out there, and not all of it is water repellent. They say it's water repellent, but you're still getting soaked through it. This one, we got rained on the other day. In Southern California, I know rain's very hard to come by, but it came down like cats and dogs, and I didn't get wet at all. Matter of fact, I stayed dry, and I was actually really hot, which turns into the point, which is great, because you could use this even when it's warm outside. You have venting zippers underneath the armpits here, and I'll show you. I'll put it on here. Put the jacket on. It's great. They have like a nice athletic fit to them. Great waterproof zippers. Zip it all the way up. Let me make sure I get my mic out so you can hear. But you have underarm zippers here. So if you're getting hot while you're out hiking, you can just basically take them, open it up so you have a venting system here for under your arm. Has some great pockets here in the front. Place your rangefinder in the front right here, or right here, left, right-handed, whatever you want. You can put a call in this pocket here, especially when we're up elk hunting, or if you're whitetail hunting, you can still stick your grunt tube in here. It's definitely deep enough, it can take my whole hand. And then it also has great pockets right here in the front, which we'll show you on the picture. But one of the great things too is that it has a nice hoodie. And the hoodie also has a bill on it to cover your hat, so that you don't have it just flopping down in front or just covering and then your cap's getting soaked by rain. All right, I'm not going to zip it all the way up, but it does have drawstrings on the side where you could really pull it down if need be. And then they are released on the inside as well. Overall though, the feel of it is like a perfect soft shell jacket. It's got great Velcro on the end here to where you can take and make it as tight or loose as you want. I usually make these tight just because when I'm shooting my bow, I want to make sure that there's nothing in the way that's going to hit the string. But it does form nice to your arm. It's got a great camel pattern. They have 3 types that you could get. You can get just basic gray in this, which is almost for like just wearing every day around. So this is the pattern. It's got some green in it, as you can see. Little bit of their base layer of their camo, which is the Skre portion, is very gray. And if anybody's hunted above timberline or close to timberline, and you see how those rocks look, they're gray. And the great thing is it's digital, so, and I'll come in a little closer, so it's digital so that it breaks up your outline. So everything that you have when you're up there and say you're stalking on an elk, and this year where I was hunting, I hiked probably 19 miles one day, went up above timberline, and that's where all the elk were. And that's where there was wallows everywhere. And to be able to be camouflaged instead of looking like a blob walking through the middle of the meadow, sticking along the edge of those rocks in the scree, which nobody usually hunts by because one, it's very tough to transverse, and then also, you know, you do stick out. If you're using something like mossy oak or real tree, I mean, you look like a blob out there. One thing to mention too is you do have an arm, little pocket here. If you want to put like reed calls or something in there, it's not very big, but it is what it is. You put cell phones in here. Yeah, overall, great fit. It's got like a ducktail in the back to sort of cover your the back part of your pants. So if you're bending over, you're crouched down, you're not going to have that exposed plumber look. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but you're not going to have that exposed. So if it's raining, it's not going to get in the back of your pants, and then you'll be soaked from the waist down. They do have everything from pants, base layers, all the things that you would need to go out hunting. And I've just wanted to give an honest review, and I wore this around when I talked to them about actually just checking it out. Sort of wanted to see. I've heard some good things. There's a couple of new camel companies out there now. And you know, some of the stuff you get, you spend a lot of money on if you're shopping at a big box store or whatever the store is. And no matter what the camel pattern is, it's the quality of the garment itself. And that's where a lot of people don't realize is they're like, I can go down to Walmart and buy a pair of pants and a shirt for $30. But what are you buying? And that's what it is. You spend a little extra money and you can have gear that can last 10 to 15 years or longer. I mean, depending on how much weight you gain or whatever the case is, that gear will last. It's not going to fade on you when you wash it, because as a hunter, we all know that scent control is very important. And I used to wash my hunting clothes in the morning and the afternoon when I hunted whitetail, because I hunted from a tree stand and you always wanted to remain scent free. One of the things with that is that over time they start to fade. And especially before they started coming out with this new microfiber type clothing that they have now, it looked like you were just wearing a gray suit out there. This stuff isn't going to fade. It's not something that over a series of washes will just fade and fade and fade. Like I said, going to Washington State, I'll be doing a lot of hunting up there. I'm also doing my annual Colorado elk hunt and mule deer hunt. So I'm going to take this out there, really put it to the test, and you know, see how it holds up. I have a feeling, because I've worn it, I've gone on hikes, I've gone through brush and everything in the desert. There's no rips, there's no snags. It doesn't snag on anything. It doesn't get caught up on anything. And yet it's quiet too. It's not like some of the stuff out there that you wear that's soft shell, but it's really loud when you brush against stuff. It's not loud at all. There's hardly any sound, and it's not going to get snagged or hooked. So if you have a chance, I'm going to put the website down below, but go ahead and go over to skregear.com, S-K-R-E gear.com. Check them out, see what they got. They might even have a coupon code up there for you for, you know, for a certain percentage off. That's a great thing. Write them, ask them, you know, look at the reviews. They have a bunch of reviews on the site. I do like this micro fleece on the inside. It will absorb a little moisture, but yet you can vent off the moisture however you want. Use a base layering system. And you'd never want to wear cotton, which is great because all of it starts pushing the moisture away from your body when you're wearing this like microfiber material. But I'll tell you, go check their website out. I like this jacket. Like I said, I'm going to really put it to the test in Washington with the rain and hiking around, trying to chase some big mule deer up there and maybe some Roosevelt elk or whatever we can. But for Skre Gear and OutdoorProductReview.com, I'm Jason Ballas. We'll see you guys on our next review.